Welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K23 Next Gen. In today's video, we have another offseason rebuild, and today we have the Washington Wizards. The Wizards went 35-47 over this past regular season. This is a team that's kind of been on a downward trend for a little while now. They gave a big fat contract to Bradley Beal, and to be honest with you, it might have been a mistake. They have a big three of Kristaps Porzingis, Bradley Beal, and Kyle Kuzma, and honestly, I'm a little bit confused with the direction of this franchise right now, because you have some good players in that big three, but you're nowhere close to being a contender in an Eastern Conference. So for me, this team either needs to really make a huge move, go out and get a star, which I think is a really, really slight possibility, or they need to embrace the tank, suck for a little while, and completely rebuild. So we're going to have to make some tough decisions today, but ultimately our end goal will be getting this Wizards team a championship by the end of 3 years. So at this very moment, I'm recording this video on Wednesday. You guys are not seeing this video until Friday, but while I record this right now, this is technically the last rebuild we have in terms of off-season rebuilds, because no other teams have been eliminated from the playoffs yet. Obviously, come the time you guys see this video, if not Monday at the latest, we'll have some more eliminations, we'll have some more off-season rebuilds to do. So we'll probably be doing those, but of course, I do want to hear your guys' video ideas down below in the comment section. I'm looking to start a couple new series, maybe potentially something a little bit special before we do get into the actual NBA offseason. So let me know any of your thoughts you guys do have below. But without further ado, man, the Wizards definitely need some help. Let's get into it. All right, so let's talk about this Wizards roster right now. Some of the good, some of the bad, and some of the ugly, because they have a little bit of everything, if I'm being honest with you. And yeah, man, let's just dive into it. The point guard spot, it's not great. I don't think Monte Morris is any sort of long-term starting option for me at the point guard position. So we'll see what direction we go there. We also have DeLon Wright on this team. I mean, and Jordan Goodwin. And these are not starting caliber options for me. So big decision to be made in terms of our point guard of the future here in DC. Bradley Beal, as I mentioned, got a big fat contract from this team. And I don't know if he's worth it. I mean, I actually literally said this at the time that they gave him this extension. I understand how hard of a concept it is to have a star franchise player, whatever the hell you considered Bradley Beal, and let him just go for nothing. I understand how hard that is for every aspect of an entire franchise, but I can't fathom, 4 or 5 years down the line paying Bradley Beal $57 million. And again, I know the cap's going to go up. I know this will not be the biggest contract in the league, but for me, he's getting older. He's not getting any better. This is not a good contract. I'm not going to sit here and try to sugarcoat it. It's not. I mean, I don't know if you disagree with me, but it's not a good deal. We have Kendrick Nunn here, and then Johnny Davis, who had a tough rookie season. He was the 10th overall selection. Ultimately, just okay. Well, these aren't exactly accurate, but he just did not go the way everybody was kind of hoping it did. We'll see what we do with him. I'm hoping we can develop him a little bit. Kyle Kuzma, I give a ton of credit to. Has really, really bounced back in a very, very strong way. And honestly, he could be a long-term option for me. He's obviously entering free agency. We're going to see what he asks for. I know he said in real life he wants to stay in Washington. I don't know if that'll actually happen, but we'll see. Corey Kispert's not a terrible backup small forward option. He's 24 years old. He's 79 overall. Kristaps Porzingis, who, according to 2K, is the best player on this team. I'm not getting into that conversation right now, but Kristaps Porzingis has been pretty good for the Wizards, I would say. I plan on bringing him back, and we'll go from there, but he's not a bad power forward option whatsoever. Denny Avdija is an interesting one for me. He's still only 22 years old. He's never going to blossom into that star, but he's only 22. He's a serviceable enough backup. And then Anthony Gill, Xavier Cooks, Isaiah Todd, I don't know. And then the center spot, probably the second worst position on this team. I'll still probably take Daniel Gafford starting at center over Monte Morris at my point guard spot. That's just how I feel there. I mean, you can honestly make an argument that the backup here in Taj Gibson maybe makes this the worst starting spot on the roster. So we will see. There's a lot of decisions to be made. That goes without being said. I mean, this is going to be a very, very telling offseason for us here. I don't know if there's any protections on our pick. Obviously, you can see Oklahoma City is projected to have it. From what trade that is, I have no fucking idea. Swear to God, OKC has every first-round pick these days. And we do have our pick, and it hops all the way up to number 3, which is obviously great for us. I mean, that basically establishes that we're going to get one of the top 3 guys. So that's tremendous, tremendous way to start off this video. In terms of our head coach, this is a video where I kind of need Stauffer. I really do think having just a perfectly rated head coach would be great for this team. I mean, be great for any team, but specifically today. All right, and up to the draft. So obviously we're going to get one of the big 3, which is obviously tremendous. In terms of which guy I want to draft, I mean, I don't need a small forward, really. So I don't really need to go out and try to get Brandon Miller. The point guard spot, it's kind of wide open. And then obviously, I'm assuming Victor Wembanyama will go before the 3rd overall pick. So I don't know. I'm a little nervous right now. Let's take a look. Who has what pick? I could definitely see the Spurs taking a point guard. So I'm a little nervous at that. I think ultimately there might be a trade to work out. If not, I'll just see you guys. I'll see you guys in the draft. I've decided I want to go for it. I want to go out and I want to attempt to draft Victor Wembanyama. I want the 1st overall pick. Now, I know he said he doesn't really want to play center in the NBA, but here in 2K, it's not going to matter. I'm going to play him at the center spot. He'll be playing next to Kristaps Porzingis, or I can just play Porzingis at center. It doesn't really matter. In terms of assets, we don't have a ton, so I do have to be careful with what we give up here. In terms of other players I'd be willing to trade, I mean, you can have Isaiah Todd if you really want him. And then, would a second get this done? No. So I'm probably going to have to go one more first. It's going to be my 2027 first. We actually don't have our 1st round pick next year, which is just more of a reason to try to be good. I'll give you my 2027 first, and they agree to that. So, Victor Wembanyama, we get a generational talent here, and honestly, I'm excited to try to build around him. You guys see how good he can be. And yeah, he's going to probably be my starting center. I mean, at the end of the day, he might be a little skinny, but he is 7'4". So, let's see. Center, he doesn't really change overalls at all. So I'm going to start him at center. He'll be playing next to Porzingis, which in a hypothetical world, that means our our front court is set for the entirety of this video. That still will be seen. So Porzingis declines, Kuzma declines, no surprise there. I'm bringing back everybody else. And then we have a pretty big free agency coming up because obviously I want to go ahead and I want to get my guys back. So Porzingis has 6 offers, including one from the Pistons. I'm just going to pay the man. I don't really care what it costs. That's a max contract. I have to make sure I get him back. Can't just let him go. And then in terms of Kyle Kuzma, do I just not have any sort of rights on him at all? Because if I don't, that's really unfortunate, but there's really not much I can do about that. Yeah, no. Oh, actually, I kind of do. What? Okay. I don't know if this is going to work. I have a really bad feeling right now that the game's not going to let me bring back both of these guys. I'd rather bring back Porzingis, though, if I'm being honest. So I'm not going to renounce Kuzma. I'm going to make sure I get Porzingis back first, and then I'm going to wait on Kuzma a couple more days. Actually, I got to go back over here. I'm going to try my best to get him back. Call of Duty updated. In terms of his other offers, that's not a real contract from the Blazers, so I'm actually fine. One more day, and then just double-check Kuzma. So Kuzma now has 11 offers, and those are real offers. So that kind of sucks. I could clear up maybe a little bit more cap space if I go ahead and... I don't even know who they're trading. I mean, this Beal contract is killing me. It really is. He could be on the chopping block. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. Xavier Cooks for a 1st-round pick, and then I'll try to offer Kuzma a contract, and then we'll wait one more day. I don't know if it's going to work. That's a max contract. I'll give him the offer. He does not accept it, and he's going somewhere else. It's tricky. That sucks. He goes to Houston. There's not really much I can do about it. I mean, I don't have any rights on him, and I didn't have the money. So, is what it is. But we get Porzingis back, and yeah, we need to find ourselves a starting small forward at this point. This is not going to cut it with the way things are going right now. So, Gafford's probably on the move. I think Beal potentially could be on the move, maybe even Morris. This is a tricky one for me, but it's one I'm going to do. We're going to send Bradley Beal and Corey Kispert over to Philadelphia for Tyrese Maxey and Tobias Harris. Now, hear me out on what my plan is. Obviously, the Tobias Harris contract isn't great, but it also does expire after this year. And then we're getting a great young player in Tyrese Maxey. So Bradley Beal's 30. He's on the wrong side of 30, or is going to be very, very soon. And I don't really feel like watching him regress while taking up a shit ton of my cap space. So we're going to make this trade. I'm a little annoyed I have to give up Kispert. I don't really want to give up Kispert. Is there any way to avoid that potentially? You want Monte Morris a first? That's even worse, I feel like. Yeah, I don't really like that. I mean, unless you want Anthony Gill. I mean, yeah, there's no avoiding it. So, oh, shit. Did not mean to do that. We're going to do this trade one more time. We're just going to pull the trigger on it. I like Corey Kispert, but I'm not going to sacrifice my team for him. So, welcome to the team, Tyrese Maxey. He'll be my new starting shooting guard. At this point in time, I have to decide if I want to keep Tobias Harris or move on from him. I think there's multiple different options there, so let's see what we can do. Zero part of me wants to do this, and I understand how funny this is going to be, but I'm making the trade. On paper, this does not look great. It's a straight-up trade, Tobias Harris for Ben Simmons, but let me explain to you the reason we're making it. Simmons is obviously 4 years younger than Tobias Harris, which is crazy. I feel like it should be more of an age difference. He's also locked up for another year, and honestly, if I'm going strictly based off of potential or whatever maybe potential is there, I think I'd still take Ben Simmons. So In terms of what position I'm going to play him at, it's insane. I mean, you could quite literally probably change his overall a bunch. He's a 74 overall point guard. He's a 78 overall small forward. I might play him there and just say fuck it for a season, honestly, see what ends up happening. I wish he wasn't a 74 overall point guard. I'd probably play him there. But, yeah, we're going to give Ben Simmons a nod at the small forward spot for a year. It's not going to be for more than a season, but maybe we'll see if he can bounce back a little bit here for us. I have no idea. I know on paper how bad it looks. Tobias Harris is a good player, but I know his overall is going to go down, and I know he's also a free agent next year. So I'm just trying to explain to you a little bit of my thought process there. I know it's crazy, and I understand how bad it looks, and I'm sure I already have comments, but just trying to put it out there. Morris and Gafford, in terms of these two players, if I want an upgrade at the point guard spot, I don't know exactly what I could find here. I mean, I don't really love any... Oh, God. Here's the thing. I might take this. Jordan Poole, at this very moment, has been absolutely awful in the playoffs. I'm recording this on Wednesday. I have no idea what happens in tonight's game or whenever the next one is. Jordan Poole in 2K is a lot better than he is in real life. I'm going to take this trade because along with getting Jordan Poole, we're also getting a draft pick. So Jordan Poole is going to come in. He's going to be my starting point guard. Honestly, even like in 2K specifically, that kind of felt like a steal. So I'm happy with that move. This is an interesting looking team right now. Not exactly the roadmap I thought we'd have, but I'll be interested to see what ends up happening. We need to fill out a lot of the bench. We need a backup point guard, backup small forward, and a backup center. So let's look at some options now. Do I want to bring John Wall back to DC? Probably not. He's a little bit too old for me. Shooting guard option, DiVincenzo. I don't really need a shooting guard, unfortunately, but it's a decent option. I wouldn't mind bringing in Hamidou Diallo on a 2-year deal. Pretty decent backup small forward option. Obviously, we did lose Kispert, which kind of sucks. And, yeah, now we're basically lost on everything else. I mean, we just... Not a lot of options here for me. Let's see. Yeah, you know, I guess Raul Neto's my guy. I mean, we're losing out. This is a losing battle. Our bench is not going to be good. This is not going to be a good first season, unfortunately. And that really does suck because, honestly, we have some good players. It's just, it's tricky because we obviously don't have a ton of assets. So it is not going to be a very fun first season. I'm just going to go out and say that right now. I'm going to check and make sure I can't get anybody better here. You know what? I'll take Duron Sharp, and then, yeah, that's my backup center, and then Cody Zeller, and I'll do a second. I mean, literally any point guard. It doesn't really matter. If I see point guard, I'll probably take it, as long as it's not like a 70 overall. I can just get Raul Neto back. Peyton Watson, nah, he's shooting guard. I'm just trying to look for somebody, literally anybody. All right, you know what? We're just going to go ahead. We're going to take Raul Neto back. It's not the end of the world. He'll be my backup point guard. All right, this is a very, very interesting team. I know how bad it looks. Trust me, it'll get better. I'll see you guys at the start of year one. We had a pretty crazy offseason. We made a lot of really, really big moves. And honestly, this is a pretty funny-looking team. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Having, you know, Poole in here, Simmons, and obviously we have a generational talent. And Victor Wembanyama is kind of the chaos of this rebuild. And I honestly kind of love it. I'm excited to see how this first season goes. Obviously, we have no reason to tank. We don't have our own draft pick, so I'm trying to make this team as good as possible. But honestly, I'm pretty happy with the way things are looking. I really am. As crazy as it sounds, I'm happy. It's Jordan Poole, Tyrese Maxey, Ben Simmons, Kristaps Porzingis, and Victor Wembanyama. It's interesting. The bench unit, Denny Avdija, Hamidou Diallo, Duron Sharp, Johnny Davis, and Raul Neto. It could be worse. I can say that with confidence. I don't know how this year one's going to go, but I'm excited to see. Year one ends, and we have a record of 43-39. It's honestly better than I thought we were going to be. We probably snuck into the play-in. I don't know. I'm pretty excited. Joel Embiid, second straight MVP. Very, very impressive season from him. Victor Wembanyama wins Rookie of the Year for us. We obviously took him first overall. And, yeah, I can live with that. Brandon Miller, Sixth Man of the Year in San Antonio. I'm surprised they couldn't find a way to get him into the starting five. Embiid also wins Depoy. Tyler Hero, Most Improved. JB Bickerstaff, Coach of the Year. All right. Take a look at the full standings right now. We finished actually as a 6th seed. We avoided the play-in, and we're in the playoffs. We got Cleveland in round 1. That is surprising. I honestly didn't even think we were going to be a play-in team, and hell, we made the playoffs. So here's a full look at the numbers on here. Honestly, I can live with this for Ben Simmons. I can live with this. 9 points, 7 boards, 7 assists. He was 56% from the field. I'm hoping he didn't shoot threes. Okay, yeah. It was less than 1 per game, but yeah, obviously. We know he's not shooting threes. Honestly, though, I can live with that. I mean, obviously, he's not living up to what everybody thought he was going to be, but this is a decent bounce back. Hamidou Diallo, Johnny Davis is interesting at this point. He definitely could be on the chopping block for me, especially if he still has some value. But we have a playoff run to worry about. We have Cleveland here in round 1. Let's take a look at their team. Garland, Mitchell, Okoria. Nothing's really changed. Did I see Naz Reid on that bench? How much is he making? Because I'm only asking because he typically asks for like $30 million a year. 22.5. Interesting. You have some pretty good big men. I don't know if you needed to pay him that much, but what do I know? You're probably going to beat me anyways. We're 2-1 with them right now. We actually tie it up at 2-2. We go down 3-2, and we're going to Game 7. Surprising to say the least. And we upset the Cavs in round 1. Well, this is probably the end of the line because the Atlanta Hawks are 2K's favorite team. Pretty sure everybody knows that. They have Yusuf Nurkic now instead of Clint Capella. I actually don't like that a lot, especially when you have a Kongwu sitting there. We're 1-1 with Atlanta right now. We go down 2-1, we go down 3-1, and that is officially the end of the road for us. So, it's honestly, that's an overachievement. In my opinion, in terms of year ones, like that was a lot better than we probably should have done with that team. So, I'm happy right now. In terms of draft picks, I don't think we have anything in the lottery. I know we don't have our own first-round pick, and I don't see a Wizards logo anywhere. Bulls have the top 2 selections. Spurs have 5 and 6. That's insane. The Bulls are going to be annoying to play against. We're good in the terms of our staff signing. Let's head up to the NBA draft. See what we got here. Oh, shit. I didn't mean to hop in. I meant to see what pick we have. We actually don't have any picks this year. That's fine. I don't need to draft anybody. I'm not going to trade into the draft. So, we're good there. Nothing at rookie signings. Team player options. Sharp and Davis are both coming back. Qualifying of Diha and Maxey are definitely, Tyrese Maxey is super important to get him back. But let's look at free agency right now. These are our 2 guys at the moment. I don't really think there's anything to really question right now. I think it's just, let's just re-sign our guys. We definitely need to find ourselves a new backup point guard as well. So I'm going to wait on Avdiha and Maxey. Tyrese Maxey actually has offers here. Okay, I'll give him a 5-year deal, and then we'll go from there. I can't give it right now because it won't go through, but yeah, we'll see. And then let's just actually pay Tyrese Maxey, and we should be good there. And then I want to give Denny Avdiha a contract as well. He wants, Jesus, fuck. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money for a backup that's not that good. Okay, so at this point in time, do we move on from Ben Simmons? I think the obvious answer is yes, but we have to do it without sacrificing as much of our depth as possible. So if I find the right trade, I'll do it. If not, we might be rolling with Ben Simmons again, but we'll see. Oh my God. Okay, we just pulled off a really big trade, and we acquired Michael Porter Jr. from the Denver Nuggets. In order to do that, we had to give up a decent amount. We gave up Simmons, Johnny Davis, and 3 first-round picks. For me, it's basically just about the picks. I mean, Simmons obviously is getting replaced by MPJ. Johnny Davis, I think it's safe to say he's a bust at this point in the game. And then 3 first-round picks is a lot. Do not get me wrong, but I'm excited to have Michael Porter Jr. here. He's a really good player. Okay, so we definitely need to figure out some backups. I'm still comfortable with everybody 3 through 5 in terms of backups. We need some backup guards at this point, and yeah, let's just see what we can find. I wouldn't mind bringing in a Dante DiVincenzo. Could have signed him last year, decided not to just because we had a backup in Johnny Davis. And I don't really want to bring Raul Neto back. Jesus Christ. We signed Terrence Ross, and you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. This might be a little scummy, but I'm going to sign Ross and Neto, and I'm going to include them both in a trade in order to hopefully go out and find myself a new backup point guard. So I want to get this done. I just need a decent enough... Wow. I saw it. I'm going to take it and run with it. I did not. That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. This team's coming together quite nicely. I'll see you guys at the start of year 2. We won 43 games last year and ended up winning a first-round playoff matchup. That was obviously an overachievement, to say the least. We had a pretty good offseason, in my opinion. We added Michael Porter Jr. We added a new 6-man in Bones Highland, who I still can't believe we were able to get that easily. Now, he is an expiring contract, so that definitely probably came into play. But nonetheless, this is a very, very good team. And I'm pretty surprised right now. Here's how it's going to look. It's Jordan Poole, Tyrese Maxey, Michael Porter Jr., Kristaps Porzingis, Victor Wembanyama, bench unit Bones Highland, Denny Avdiha, Hamidou Diallo, Dante DiVincenzo, and Deron Sharp. A lot better than I thought it would be right now. I think we'll be even better than last year. I'll see you guys at the end of year 2. 61-21 is our final record here at the end of year 2. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander wins the MVP award. He's an incredible talent, and he's definitely deserving of that award. Isaiah Collier, Rookie of the Year. He went number 2 overall to the Bulls. As you probably remember, they had number 1 and number 2 in the draft. James Harden, 6th Man of the Year in Philly. What in the fuck? Why is he coming off the bench? Victor Wembanyama wins Defensive Player of the Year. It's awesome to see. Anthony Black, Most Improved. Stafford wins Coach of the Year. I'm assuming that means we had the best record in the league here in 2K. It typically does anyways. That's great. It's honestly great to see. I didn't know if we were going to be, the best team in the league, but we obviously had a very, very fun season. We had 6 guys in double figures in terms of scoring, and I'm feeling good. I want to win a championship. I think we have the team to do it. We have Orlando here in the first round, a young up-and-coming team. Obviously, you can see that, they've added some veterans in Schroeder and Christian Wood, and, Bull still there. I think we can get by this team. I think we're definitely the better team, and let's just see if we can do it right now. We're 2-2 with Orlando in round 1. We go up 3-2. And we're going to a Game 7. That makes me a little nervous, but we do get the dub. We have Philly here in round 2, who have Lonzo Ball, our old friend Bradley Beal, who's an 86. I mean, to be fair, Maxi's a 90. But yeah, I mean, there's a ton of talent there on that team, and I think we can beat them. I do think they're beatable. We're up 3-0 right now, and we sweep them. We go to 7 with Orlando, but sweep the Sixers. Okay. And then Cleveland here in the Eastern Conference Finals. We faced them last year. I want to beat them. I really do. We're up 2-0. We're up 3-0. Okay, that's a little surprising. We're in the NBA Finals. And we are going to be taking on MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the rest of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Good team. They added Miles Bridges, even though you have Jalen Williams, who's a very, very good player. I don't know. We're up 2-0 on them. We're up 2-1. Oh, no, don't do this to me. We win a championship. We win it all in year 2, and Victor Wembanyama, at 21 years old, averages almost 30 points, 13.5 board. I mean, he's just ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. And we get a championship in year 2. Okay, well, I want another one because I do want to get some gameplay with this team. That'd be cool. I'm sure many of you know I can't get gameplay right now because I won't be able to exit back to this menu. Draft lottery time. I'm pretty sure I've traded every single pick I have. I don't think we'll be having anything here. The Bulls have the number 1 overall pick again. Holy shit. That's insane. That's absolutely bonkers. Let's head up to the draft and see if we do have any first-round picks this year. I don't know if we do, to be completely honest. We don't. Really not surprising. We've basically sold the farm in order to get this team. Victor Wembanyama definitely coming back, qualifying. Sharp and Highland. I'll probably just qualify both of them, to be honest with you. I mean, it's the final year. I don't really need to do much. So I'm still surprised I was able to get Bones Highland so easy. I really am. And then I wouldn't mind getting Sharp back as well. So Hamidou Diallo is a free agent. I don't know if I'll have the money to get him back. If I do, I will obviously re-sign him because he's good, and I do. Gotta love 2K, man. You really do. All right, we're going to bring back Hamidou Diallo as well. In terms of changing something, obviously, I don't like to leave teams exactly identical. Maybe there's a world out there I go out and trade Jordan Poole. I don't know. I mean, if I were to move Jordan Poole and 2 first-round picks, I mean, what are my options? They're probably not great. But I prefer Colin Sexton? I don't know. I mean, there's not a huge upgrade anywhere. I mean, there's really just not. So, I mean, unless I include somebody else, like if I do, let me look at this. If I do Poole, maybe even of D-Hot in a first, what do I get? None of these are great. Karl Anthony Towns, but it's not much to do. I don't know. I actually kind of do want to make a big trade. I don't really know why. I'm just kind of feeling it right now. Let's just look. I mean, just hypothetically. I mean, none of these guys are probably happening. I don't think we have the assets for a single one of them. How's D'Lo been playing? Not that much better. Jalen Brunson would be fun. What the fuck? Jalen Brunson's a free agent, though. So, I don't know. You know, let me see if I can find something. If not, I'll see you guys at the start of year 3. Oh, wow. We just pulled off a huge trade with the Kings and acquired De'Aaron Fox. Honestly, I didn't think the trade was going to go through. Our bench is going to be pretty bad this year. But we gave up Jordan Poole, DiVincenzo, Duron Sharp, and, yeah, literally every first-round pick we had left. So, obviously, we got an upgrade at the point guard spot in De'Aaron Fox. We don't have a backup shooting guard right now. Honestly, fuck it. I'm going with a 9-man rotation. Bones Highland's good enough. He can be my 1 guard off the bench. And then I will find myself a new backup center. So, yeah, like Isaiah Hartenstein, cool. Welcome to the team. All right. That is it for now. I'm still feeling really confident about this team. I honestly can't believe we have a team this good. And, yeah, I'll see you guys at the start of the 3rd and final year. We won a championship last year, and we only made this team better. We added an incredible player in De'Aaron Fox, and honestly, this is probably the fastest backcourt in the history of basketball. I mean, these guys are both so damn quick. I'm excited to see how it plays out. It's going to be De'Aaron Fox, Tyrese Maxey, and Michael Porter Jr., Kristaps Porzingis, and Victor Wembanyama. The bench unit, Bones Highland, Danny of D-Hot, Hamidou Diallo, and Isaiah Hartenstein. I want another championship. Let's go see if we can do that. It was a pretty good final season for us here in DC. Victor Wembanyama wins an MVP award, and yeah, we went 74-8. Pretty crazy. When I started this video, I didn't think there was a God's chance in hell that we'd come anywhere close. I wanted to win 1 championship, and obviously we haven't won more than 1 yet, but still. 74 wins was completely out of the question, but we did it. I'm feeling good. Bronny James, Rookie of the Year. He went 5th overall to the Spurs. Brandon Miller, 6th Man of the Year, also in San Antonio. I really feel like you got to find a way to start this, man. Giannis wins Depoy. Nick Smith Jr., Most Improved. Stauffer, obviously going to win Coach of the Year. I mean, we should be going out and winning it all basically with ease. I mean, you win 74 games. You don't really think anybody should be able to stop you. So let's see what ends up happening. Rebounds was Victor Wembanyama. De'Aaron Fox leads us in assists. All right, we have the Orlando Magic again in the first round. Looks like they changed this team a lot. Bobby, I love seeing this every time. Those sunglasses are fucking awesome. Okay, we are gentlemen sweeping them. We have the Celtics in round 2. They lost Tatum. They still have JB. They added Larry Markkinen. Okay, interesting. I think we're probably the better team, but interesting changes nonetheless. And we win in 5 again. And Cleveland here once again, Eastern Conference Finals. I still think we're the better team. Well, maybe not. I don't know. I mean, we're both good in our own ways. We're just a whole lot better, I guess. And we're going to be taking on the 6th Man of the Year, Brandon Miller. It's so funny. I mean, he wins a Western Conference Finals MVP and he starts 0 games. It's just, gotta love 2K. All right, let's take a look at their team. Oh, they've added Scotty Barnes. Play Barnes at the 4. Play Miller at the 3. Come on. Okay, well, they're good. I really do think we're a lot better, and hopefully we can go out and prove that. We're up 3-0. I want some gameplay with this team. Why the hell not? We're going to close this one out on a fun note, hopefully with a 2nd straight championship. So looks like we're just completely running away with it at this point. Actually, they're battling back a little bit. I give them some credit. Let's see if we can hold on to this one. There are 3 minutes left to go here in San Antonio. We are on the verge of our 2nd straight championship, and I'm feeling good right now. I'm very happy with how this team honestly has come together. I'm a little bit surprised that we were honestly able to kind of get this good of a team. I mean, between Kuzma leaving, not having a ton of draft picks to start this video, I was pleasantly surprised with the way things kind of wrapped up here. So I guess let's chat about the Wizards. Now, we do have to be kind of focused because this is a 7-point game and it's very much within reach. Yeah, in terms of the Wizards right now, I kind of touched on it a little bit to open the video. It's just, you're in a bad spot. You're stuck in what I refer to, and I have for a while, as no man's land. I mean, you don't really have a direction right now. You're kind of just existing, and that's not a good place to be in the NBA today. Typically, you either want to really suck or really be going for it. And again, I know that, sucking for a long time is not good for like viewership and season ticket sales and merchandise sales, and I fully do understand that. But it comes to the point where something's got to give. And something will give eventually with this team, especially if Kuzma leaves in free agency. I think there's a very realistic possibility that they decide to blow this thing up. Porzingis, also a free agent. Who knows what happens there. Bradley Beal, that contract, it's not going to get any better. Did Malachi Branham just, like, teleport? Yeah, but, I mean, there's some options with this team. There's definitely some value on your roster. It's not like you have nobody that's worth anything on your roster. Jesus, that's a slow shot release. It's horrible. It's my fault. I'm choking. It's not like you're horrible. I mean, it's not like you have a dog shit roster with just nobody of value. You just don't have a superstar on your roster. And again, really even a star at this point. I mean, you kind of do, but you kind of don't. I mean, it's not a fun spot to be in. So I'll be very, very interested to see the direction they take this offseason, just as a franchise. Again, I do think there are multiple options. I really do. I mean, there's obviously the option of paying Kuzma, paying Porzingis, having them come back and kind of running it back. I don't think that's the smartest option. I think ultimately the smartest option, what you should try to do, is try to do sign-in trades with both of those guys. Now, I don't know the exact sign-in trade rules and if they're actually able to do a sign-in trade with one, both, neither of those guys. I don't know exactly what the rules are, but if it's a possibility, I'd look into it. If you can get something in return for those guys, I would. I know Porzingis is probably somebody you want to retain because he was actually really, really good for you, but I don't know. You need to suck at some point. That's how a rebuild goes. I mean, every team at some point in time sucks. Like, think about it over the past, 10 to 15 years. Name me one team that hasn't been bad for at least, a little while. I mean, maybe, the Heat, maybe even the Warriors, but, in 15 years, I don't know. I mean, you got to do it. You got to do it at some point. You got to just let it go. Decide what's right for your franchise. So, I'll be excited to see how they go. I'm pretty sure they just fired their old GM as well, so I'm pretty sure I don't know if they hired somebody new yet or if they're looking for somebody. Hire me. Whoa. But yeah, I'm interested to see. In terms of this team, we made a really fun team, and I'm honestly really excited that we were able to get a team this good. And yeah, I had fun with this one. So let me know what you guys are thinking in terms of other series potentially. Obviously, in terms of what's coming next, obviously we're probably gonna Well, actually, the draft lottery is like a week away. Well, when I'm recording this, it's a week away. So we can definitely do a Victor Wembanyama, whoever gets the first overall pick rebuild. That'll definitely be coming. We can probably do some other rebuilds with that as well. So that'll be good. We'll definitely have that. And with those, I'm going to do 5-year rebuilds. I know a lot of you guys have been asking for 5-year rebuilds. They're coming. I promise. The only challenging thing about 5-year rebuilds is they take a lot of time, and I don't have a lot of time to record as it is. So, but I know you guys want to see them. I'll get them done. Other than that, if you guys have any other video ideas that you can turn into a series, let me know. I'm always open and do new ideas in terms of series. We'll definitely probably be getting back into some historic rebuilds at some point. Obviously, we'll hit the dog days of summer in a little while, and we'll be really stretching things out in terms of content. So we'll definitely have to get creative, but I do really think there's a lot of options for us on the table. So interested to see what is next in terms of video ideas. I've been enjoying 2K recently for the most part. I know I haven't always been enjoying 2K, but I have been recently. But we're capping this one off with our second straight championship. I'm feeling pretty damn good right now. I hope you guys enjoy this one as well. I had a ton of fun with this one. And, yeah, congrats, Wizards fans. If I have any of you guys watching, I hope I made you happy because we built a pretty damn fun team. And I had a good time with this one. So I'm going to wrap this one up right now. I just went over. If you guys have any video ideas, let me know down below in the comment section. Of course, you guys are new around here. Just have not yet subscribed to the channel. Do me a favor, hit that sub button. Stick around a while. As always, thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.